What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in these streets, back in these work streets. Feel me? Back at the work streets. But I just want to drop a quick video on the game that happened this Saturday, Cowboys versus Vegas Raiders. Obviously, we did a little show yesterday in the Best of Enemies. I had a little breakdown, but this is just my individual thoughts on the game. I know y'all heard it from 3,292 Cowboys content creators out there, but you haven't heard it from me. So here we go. So basically, I'm just going to give the people, my people I thought did really well in the game, right? So let's just talk from the offensive side of the ball. First, obviously, the man that everybody's been talking about, Trey Lance. I thought he had a great bounce back game from the Rams. I didn't think he played terrible against the Rams, but obviously he was shaky, late with his throws, overthrowing people, holding the ball too long. We saw the athletic ability, we saw the arm strength, but just late, needing more reps. This game, I thought he played very well, settled down. Played against the first team, played against the Raiders' second team, and produced 3 scores: a field goal, 2 touchdowns, passing touchdown, running touchdown. And that one drive where he drove all the way down the field, obviously you can see where he's still holding the ball a little bit, still taking a little bit of time to process the information, still's got to trust himself to throw that ball when he sees it, lead the guy, not throw where he is at, throw to the spot. So the anticipation, the awareness of that, but the awareness got better. The drop back ability, the footwork looked good. The arm strength, you can see the arm strength talent. And he looked more sure in this game. 15, I believe, of 23 for 151 yards and the touchdown. We saw the touchdown he threw to Ryan Flournoy. The in and out, great pass, fade, touchdown. Had the fake on the other one, ran it up the middle for the touchdown. Led the team in rushing. Again, I think he had like over almost 50 yards in rushing. He's the team's leading rusher in the preseason. That's not great, your quarterback is. But we see the ability, 13 carries for 78 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. But I'm going to just keep it real. I don't need to see nothing from no Cooper Rush. Me and Boss Cowboys said this past Tuesday, Trey Lance is your number 2 guy. He needs to be your number 2 guy because of the upside, what he brings. We know what Cooper Rush is. He ain't going to try to take risks. He's not going to lose your game, but he ain't going to be winning games for you. So I know 2 years ago what happened, but I already talked about that. Defense, running game, a lot of that was the reason, and you played the Washington Commanders and you played the Giants during that period of time, aren't good teams. I'm sorry, the upside is not close between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. I'm playing Trey Lance. Trey Lance is the number 2. And if you're trying to get a trade out there, Raiders, Vikings, somebody, the better Trey Lance plays, the better it's for the Cowboys. You can either flip him for the pick or keep him as your number 2. But he needs to be the number 2 and not Cooper Rush. I'm not no Cooper Rush fan. Like, I've never been a Cooper Rush fan. Like, I'm not ever hating on Cooper Rush. But I know what Cooper Rush is. So, like I'm saying, I had to pause this right quick, but I'm just Cooper Rush. I know what he is. Trey Lance is more the upside. We want Trey Lance to do better. As I said before, he either be a trade piece where you can flip a pick back, or he should be your number 2 because he has more upside. And he just looked like the better player. And the more reps he gets, I want him to play the whole game in the third game. And if he can do that and still be impressive, he needs to be the number 2. And y'all need to stop playing with that. As far as running backs go, Deuce Vaughn. Hey, I was out on Deuce Vaughn. I thought, the main reason why is because I felt like the Cowboys don't know how to find roles for those type of players. And that's why I said, why are you going to keep him if you don't have a role for him? So it wasn't that I doubted his ability. I was a little bit about the size, but he was running between the tackles. He was showing good burst in and out of the breaks. I mean, he looked like had a really good game. I think he had let me pull his stats up right quick. He had a good game. Deuce Vaughn showed some things. 5 carries, 34 yards, 6.8 yards a carry. So that was looking good right there. Also, Royce Freeman. He was a guy I was like, I don't know. He's got a groin injury. He's been hurt. I don't know what he's really going to bring. But Stephen Jones kept talking about this man glowingly. And I'm like, if Stephen Jones talks about you very glowingly, you're probably going to make the team. And the biggest thing is he can play special teams. Now, I know Rico Dowdell has some bursts, and I like Rico Dowdell. I liked him last year, but it's hard to depend on him because he's always getting hurt. So that's why you got to have depth. I'm sorry. I'm not on Ezekiel Elliott like everybody else is. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's garbage or nothing like that. But I just feel like he's just getting a pass because he's Ezekiel Elliott, and he's going to bring in money for jerseys, 15, and he's a popular player. Yes, he does bring that leadership back. Toughness. Yes, he does. But I just hope that they're not relying on him to be the guy. I feel like Royce Freeman, from what I saw, 7 carries, 32 yards, average 4.5 yards a carry, and can play special teams. Ezekiel Elliott doesn't. So people be thinking I'm hating on him, but I just feel like, what's Ezekiel Elliott really going to do? That Royce Freeman, I just showed me, he can run with power. They're around the same age. And he can run inside that 20 and 10 yards too, because he plays and runs with power. Why can't you do that as well? You're pairing Ezekiel. I ain't going to talk about the money because that's wrong. So I'm going to stay out of that. But Ezekiel Elliott, I just feel like, he's bulletproof right now. And I just feel like he's not going to give that edge that everybody think he is. And all this rebound talk about him coming back, I just don't see it. And I just feel like you need to go with other players. Younger players, more some speed players. Players like that can add, and I just don't see it with Ezekiel Elliott. So I like what Deuce Vaughn did. I hope they can find a role for him. Royce Freeman showed me something. I'd like to see you in another game. Show that power in that run, running behind those guys. But I like what both of those two guys did in that game. So let's see what they're going to do in this last game against these Chargers. From the receiver position, Ryan Flournoy had a great bounce-back game. Had like 5 catches, had a touchdown. It was night and day from the first game. I said, I ain't counting no Flournoy because he goes to a small school, but he's going to make the roster because he is the draft pick. And I felt like he's going to make it because he's the draft pick. But him and Trey Lance showed some good stuff together, especially on that one drive they scored a touchdown. He had the in and out on the fade route touchdown. He's got good size. He put his nose in there on blocking. Speed 4.4, 39-inch vertical, 11-inch, 49-inch, 40-inch vertical, 11 over in the broad. So he had all the athletic ability, but that small school, man, just didn't really, really get me excited. But playing against that first and second team defense, that did get me excited. Just like with Trey Lance, as far as you played against starters, you played against top guys, and you played well. So that's what you want to see. So hopefully this third game is like the dress rehearsal game, and that's why I really want to see Trey Lance in that whole game with these other guys. But Ryan Flournoy really stood out to me as more than any other receivers, and I feel like he has another decent performance. He definitely locks up his roster spot. Offensive line, Cooper Beebe, he's your starter. I said Brock Hoffman was never the starter. He was never the starter. I'm not hating on Brock Hoffman. There's nothing wrong with being a backup dog and being a damn good one. Something ever happens to Cooper Beebe or somebody, Brock Hoffman can come right in there and you can feel good about it. So I'm happy Brock Hoffman's on the team. But you're not the starter. Cooper Beebe is. He plays with power. He's starting to play with that confidence. He was already a smart kid, and Dallas needs that power at the center position, and he's just going to get better and better and better and better the more reps and games he plays. He's such a smart guy, and he puts you in the ground. Tyler Guyton, he had a couple little reps with Max Crosby. I liked it, and he got a nasty little streak. Talk some trash out there. I don't know if he has the anchor right now to really stop those bull rushes, but man, those arms, those hands, the feet, the athletic ability, the attitude, Tyler Guyton's going to be a good one. That offensive line is going to be good. Matt Waletzko, y'all know I've been Matt Waletzko's whack, but he played a little better. I just feel like he just still lacks power, and that's his problem. I just feel like he's only really a tackle, so maybe he could be your swing. Josh Ball did a little better, but I can't trust Josh Ball. Yes, he played guard and tackle, so he did battle. But Cowboys seem to have an eye for these offensive linemen, so I don't know what they're going to do with them too. With Chuma Odoga being out with that injury, now I feel like now they look at a Matt Waletzko or a Josh Ball as far as depth. But TJ Bass, Asim Richards played very well. I doubted him at the guard position, but he battled at that guard. I felt like he's more of a tackle. He's a nice guy, but he was battling in there. He was battling against those starters, and I liked it. So, in the second teamer. So, Dallas offensive line, I said is the best position for me right now, and I think I'm going to still stand on that because you got good depth with Bass, Asim Richards, Hoffman, and we'll see what happens with Josh Ball and Matt Waletzko, but I like it. On the defensive side of the ball, the trade, Carl Lawson. You also got my dog. He just skipped my brain. I'm so sorry. Jordan Phillips, excuse me. Jordan Phillips was able to jump right in this game. I saw a quick push from the pocket for him. I wanted Jordan Phillips 3-4 years ago, dog, when he was with Buffalo, when he turned up against Dallas back then. I wanted him back then. Cowboys did the circle round, and I'm glad they did it. That's 6'6", that's 340, that's push that you need, that's a rotational piece that you need. I don't think he takes the Cowboys to a championship or nothing like that, but that's a good piece that the Cowboys need right now. Also, like what I saw from the 7th round pick in Rodgers, he was playing stout. He wasn't getting pushed off. He wasn't getting knocked off the ball. I liked what he did in his role, right? I don't think he's the pass rusher, but I like his size. He's a big dude, and it doesn't look like he was getting pushed back on double teams and things of that nature. Also, the kid Huggins, who had the incident with pushing the staffer, and we were thinking, hey, he might get cut. He had like 5 tackles. He was everywhere. I liked his ability. I like Huggins. I was like, ain't nobody thinking about no damn Huggins, but, he ain't terrible, okay? He can be a good rotation, and he hustles. I like his motor. Fehoko, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see it at all with Fehoko. Don't see it at all. That was your draft pick last year. I don't see it. I don't. Maybe he can get bigger and play in that middle, but I don't see it. Golston, I like him on the edge. I don't think he's the greatest pass rusher. I like him. Marshawn Nealon, I just still don't think he almost had a would-be sack. I just don't see him as a pass rushing guy, but he is stout. He's strong. So at the point of attack, he's like D-Law Part 2. Let's keep it real. He just is to me. I don't feel like he's going to be a high sack guy, but I feel like he can get some pressures, but he's going to be playing strong in that run game. So I love what he brings. Maris LaFillo, I loved him. Was talking to me and Star were talking about him prior to the draft. Saw him in the Senior Bowl. Loved him at the Senior Bowl. Cal had him in one of my mock drafts, and he hasn't disappointed. Can play special teams, plays with his hair on fire, plays like a heat-seeking missile. He's smart. I like that dude. I like him. Harvey's getting better. Also, who else we talking about out there? Cornerback position. I had all my guys set. I said move Mukamo down the corner, and he didn't disappoint in that game. You love Mukamo's side. He's so damn big out there. Look like a big condor out there. So you can flip him. Corner safety. He's versatile. He's your Swiss Army knife piece. And then at the other cornerback position, Andrew Booth was traded for Nashawn Wright. Love that trade. Love how Booth battles. I think he had like 8 tackles in the game. He had the long pass called on him, but he didn't allow the touchdown. And that's a shout out to him. And very good tackler, sure. I like him. That's a great flip. Nashawn Wright and him are night and day, okay? And he plays with confidence. Also, Keemon Hall. He hasn't played bad, didn't play terrible in that first game, didn't get a lot of reps, but he got a lot of reps this game because Carson was out, and he made the most of those reps. Was tackling guys in the open field, got the interception return for a touchdown, showed playmaking ability. I love how he was a sure tackle, and he was physical at the point of attack. And I believe that he already was with Mike Zimmer. But Keemon Hall, he balled. I love what he brought to the table. I like that secondary room. It's a lot of guys out there. I don't see Eric Scott. I think still Eric Scott's getting cut. Butler, he plays hard, but I don't see it from him. So I think Keemon Hall can really sneak onto this roster, and definitely got to keep Mukamu. And then I'm going to keep it real. My dog Julius Woods, he got to make the team, man. I know he had a tackle on the backfield on a safety blitz, and I know you got Dono and Malik Hooker. But let me tell you something. Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas are your future safeties. And Woods should be your backup after that. Because Dono ain't going to be here forever, and neither is Malik Hooker. I like both of them. I like how we used to didn't have no safeties, but you got them now. But, dog, Marquise Bell and Wanye, they're the future, if not now. Like, you really should look on that draft, that scour, that waiver or a trade or something, because you really could trade a Malik Hooker or a Dono this year, and you could roll with Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas and still be good. You really could. And you need to keep my dog Julius. I know he's family, but bro, he's already got an interception in his first game. I think I don't know if it was his fault on that touchdown, but he had to tackle on the backup field. He's physical. I mean, he has size. He's all about football. He's about team, dog. You'd be making a mistake if you try to cut him and let him slide through waivers, because somebody's going to scoop my dog. So please, figure out how to keep Julius on the team. But Wanye, Marquise, Julius, them guys can be your future. And the other kid, Imani Johnson, those can be your future guys. You need to be looking on that trade thing for Dono and Malik Hooker. I ain't hating on both of y'all, but y'all trade pieces in my opinion now. So, kudos to the defense. Gordon Minshew is the starting quarterback. They didn't score a touchdown. After the long bomb he threw, they were inside the 10-yard line, didn't score a touchdown. Aiden O'Connell came in the game. They got inside the 20, didn't score a touchdown. So kudos to the second team defense for stopping first team offense from the Raiders. And the offense from the Cowboys didn't look bad against the Raiders' first team defense. I think they had over 100 yards rushing in the first half. And Trey Lance looked a lot better and settled. So I ain't drinking Kool-Aid. I'm just telling you what I see. If you saw a lot of bad, you would say it. But Cowboys won 27-12. They played a damn good game. Why should I be hating? So you get what I'm saying? I just want to say this. People always want to say I'm being negative, this and that. I'm not negative. I mean negative what I see. I am negative with that front office because they sit on their hands. But if you're talking about performance of the team, and I like my squad, I thought the team played well. And we'll just see what happens at these Chargers. But I ain't drinking Kool-Aid. But I will say, I like Zimmer, Grandpa Zimmer, as a defensive coordinator. I think this defense is going to be better. And honestly, I hope Trey Lance continues to traject, because it's only going to help the team in the long run. Big Game James, holla at me. You know the show's going down this week. We'll talk soon. Peace.